Oh, good question. I have an update. That's unfortunate. So much shit everywhere. Put clothes on. Boom. Yeah. Something like that. Boom. My room's so messy. That's right. Keel. Oh, I should post on my story again. Oh. That's so sweet. brain freeze. Uh, oh yeah. Are you in here right now, Julie? Cause I got you. Let me know that you're right here, and I will tell you the whole goddamn story because it's quite long. What the frick? Yeah. God. Of course I did. What the frick? What is my password? Sick. All right, word. I got you. It started with a tattoo that I wanted to get for a pretty long time from an artist that I've been interested in getting a tattoo from for a very long time, who resides and works in Toronto, Canada. And to save money, I plan to drive there from here, from Boston, to save money on getting like plane tickets and like multiple hotel nights and whatnot. So I was like, all right, I'm going to drive 8.5 hours, sleep in my car for the first night because it would be a 2-session tattoo. Sleep in my car for the first night, and then stay one night at a hotel and drive 8 hours back. Yep, to Toronto, 8.5 hours. So that was the plan, and it's a spine tattoo, and I'm probably gonna post it on my Instagram story or as a post, probably tonight or tomorrow. I don't know if I'm allowed to show it on stream. I don't know what the guidelines are with exposing my skin. And so I left to my friend's house and slept over his place so that I could be like just that much closer. It was like an hour or an hour and a half closer. So I started driving, I think Thursday night. I think I headed out at like 10 p.m. And then I drove about 7 hours at this point, and I'm 30 minutes away away from the border to Canada. Also, like, I fixed up my car and everything. Like, I got like an oil change, and then I like renewed a bunch of like registration and stickers and stuff, and like I took care of all of that before like committing to this trip. And then, so 30 minutes away from the border from Canada is like 3:30 a.m. I'm not tired at all. I hit a deer. I hit a deer on the highway, and that shit fucked my car. It fucked up my car so bad, and like I just remember being, and it walked away, like, or it ran away, cause like I saw it go, the deer go flying, and then like when I pulled over and got out of the car, like it was gone. I'm like, it blew my mind how like indestructible these animals are, because I feel like deer have like super scrawny legs. Am I tripping? And like my 3.5 ton of just metal just beaming it at 70 miles per hour, and it's just gonna walk away from that is like mind blowing. And I remember just like sitting in my car and just being, no way that just happened. No way I just drove 7 hours just to hit a deer and go back, or figure out a way to find my way back 7 hours. So at that moment, I was like, no, I am committing to this. I am locked in. I'm getting to this appointment, and I'm getting this tattoo. And I will take care of all of this afterwards, because I've been so set for this for so long, and I'm so close. I'm not turning back. No, I didn't. Luckily, the airbags didn't even go off, which is kind of concerning, but you know, it's okay. And oh my god, there's so many layers to this, of why this weekend was just so fucking long and exhausting on so many different levels. I remember I called 911. A cop pulled up. And was like, "Oh, is your car drivable?" And I was like, "I don't know. Do you want to take a look at it?" And then we go to the front, and like, it was pretty much the picture like I posted on my Instagram story. Like everything in the front just looked like it was dangling and like wanted to just like fall off, and like my left headlight was like dangling. the battery looked like it wasn't even like secured in anything. It was just like bashed in, and like everything was just bashed in. My hood was like lifted. Um, and he was like, nah, I'm gonna call a tow truck. I was like, okay. Um, no, it wasn't a Canadian cops because I haven't crossed the border yet. So this was a New York cop, like New York State. Um, and then what was it? He called a tow truck, and the tow truck pulled up, and then he asked for like my license and registration and like insurance and stuff like that. And I remember I have this like fancy like filing folder, indestructible fireproof bag thing that I put like all of my like important documents and like stuff in. So I was like, okay, I have everything in this thing. And then I grabbed my license, the registration. The registration is part of the story. Um, and then I couldn't find my insurance info. I was like, oh my god, this is so lame. So I explained that to the cop, and I just handed him my license and registration. And then he said that we could probably like fill in the gaps and like figure it out if he just plugged it into the system. And so I ended up finding like a piece of paper from like a while ago that had to do with like car insurance stuff. So like I gave it to the cop. And he was like, "Oh, okay, this helps." Blah 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 blah. And then the cop makes a collision report, and he gives it to me, and it was like, "Okay, we're gonna take your car. All you gotta do is call your insurance." I was like, from that I was like sketched out because I was like, "Am I going with one of y'all? Like, am I going to the tow place to like to stay with my car?" And he's like, "Nah, the tow guy," and this was like the cop and the tow guy. "Yeah, we're gonna have him drop you off at the closest gas station." And I was like, "Okay." And then so I tried to like grab everything that I needed slash wanted from the car and to just like have on me. So like just like clothes and like toiletries and toiletries, uh, and my tattoo aftercare stuff and my camera and my jacket and like all that stuff. And I forgot I brought two cameras, and I remembered to grab like my DJI Osmo Pocket 3. I forgot my like Sony A7 III. A7 III, A7S III. I always mix them up. The less expensive one, but it was more expensive than my DJI, and I forgot that one in my car. Um, so he dropped me off at the closest gas station. I called my insurance, and I look at the collision report so that I could tell my insurance people the info. And like since I didn't have my insurance info, I had to spend some time looking for like the 24-hour direct line to my insurance people because I kept finding the same number for like just like normal business hours. So that took me a while. And then finally when I got someone on the phone and I was looking at the collision report, it had none of the correct info about my car. Because and I verbally told like the cop before he showed up. I was like, "Oh, I have a black 2017 Toyota Corolla SE, blah blah blah. This is the license plate, blah 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 blah." And then I give him the registration. He makes a collision